Welcome to Tuesdays with Tom. Well, first off, before we get into the gist of this Tuesdays with Tom, I want to give out a shout out to the Dallas Stars. Was that a great first round of hockey or what? First time in league history that all four divisional champs were knocked out in the first round. It's anybody's cup, so go get it, Stars. Now let's get back to the Tuesdays with Tom. Had some comments and some feedback has been given to me about our Jub Jub Tangerine. It's all been good, but there's been a notice that in the package it seems to be a little different than when people have it on draft. So I gave an opinion as to why that is and how we can correct it, and turns out that it's a great idea to talk about it. So let's go back and look at what a Hefeweizen is. Now, literally in German, Hefeweizen means yeast wheat. Now, this is a style that was Hefe meaning yeast and wheat, Weizen meaning wheat. Now, this was a style that was virtually eradicated because of the Reinheitsgebot, because Reinheitsgebot doesn't mention using wheat in beer that you're allowed to, which ironically it doesn't mention using yeast either, but that's because they didn't know what yeast was doing at the time. Now, later on in history, when the Reinheitsgebot was actually still in effect, the royalty became so infatuated with wheat beers and with Hefeweizens that they actually passed a law that allowed one brewery to brew wheats for the royal family. So that just goes to show that even back in the day, politicians could pretty much do whatever they want if they like it. Now, the big thing about the Hefeweizen is it's an unfiltered beer, so it does have a lot of yeast in suspension. And the feedback that I was getting was the fact that, boy, Tom, it's great here at the tap room, but when I take a six-pack at home, it just doesn't seem like it's the same beer. Well, I assure you it is, and this is why. In a smaller package like a can, the yeast tends to fall out more quickly. So with that, you're taking a lot of the flavor that is very characteristics of a Hefeweizen, plus it's actually, because the yeast is heavy enough, it's taking some of the tangerine flavor and it's falling out. So I'm going to give an example, and I'm going to show you what a seasoned Hefeweizen drinker will do. So take a look at this beer. Now it's cloudy for sure, but it's not as cloudy as you get at the tap room. Now what I did here is I stored it upside down. And I stored it upside down simply so that when I turn it right side up, all that yeast is going to go back into suspension. So let's go ahead and crack this beer. Honestly, I see a noticeable difference, especially as we get down lower into the beer. Now, what lots of Hefeweizen drinkers will do is we call it love, and we like to share the love. So if you didn't happen to store your Jub Jub Tangerine upside down, pour about 2/3 of the can out, then shake it around, and share the love. You see how cloudy it is and how much yummy yeast and flavor is in that? We want to share the love. Now, if you don't do that, you're certainly going to get a great beer, you know, if it's a little clearer, but you're not going to get the JJT that we were intending. So, hope you enjoyed this Tuesdays with Tom. Peace. Heavy metal.